Welcome back to the show, guys. In today's video, we are going to cover as Jeff Bezos put a complete smackdown on the progressive socialist idea of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. When we're done with that, I'm actually going to show you what I came up with. I'm sure I'm not the only first person to come up with this, but I'm going to show you what I think would work for our tax system. And then after that, we will go over and check out Gavin Newsom as he is telling Californians to avoid Chevron. Because according to Gavin Newsom, it's Chevron's fault for price gouging. And looks like Chevron's pushing back. We will see who was right by going over the numbers and seeing if this is a government problem or a corporation problem. And finally, after that, we will see what Spencer Pratt has been up to. And in this video, he actually goes over how he would handle the homeless crisis if he became mayor of Los Angeles. So I think it's worth a listen. And then when we're done with that, I'm actually going to show you what the numbers have looked like between Bass and Spencer Pratt over the last few weeks. And it's actually pretty incredible what this guy's been able to do. And when we're done with that, we'll then go into comments, one of my very favorite parts of the show, where I will pick a comment, or I've already picked a comment, and will read the comment and then respond live on the video. So if you're ready, guys, let's get started with Jeff Bezos putting a smackdown on the progressive socialist democratic ideology.
Good morning. We are here on the factory floor this morning of Blue Origin, and we are here with Jeff Bezos, the founder of Blue Origin, also, of course, founder of Amazon. It is great to see you. This is remarkable,
Jeff Bezos.
By the way, just the scale of it. We've been talking about it all morning, but of all the people that we could talk to about everything that's going on. Holy moly.
Whoa, let's rewind that for a second. Holy moly, look at Jeff Bezos. My goodness, this guy must be working out like 10 times a day. Either that or he bought a chromosome, he's so rich. I don't know, man. Dang. Who's ever watching this? Any of you guys look like this? Look like this? Like, dang, man, this is pretty good. All right, sorry, let's go on.
We could talk to about everything that's going on in the country right now, in the economy, AI, jobs, space. We want to talk to you. And there is so much to talk about. We're going to touch on that, policy, politics, and so much more. But one of the topics that I thought we should talk about, and maybe even start with, is these days it feels almost impossible to pick up a newspaper without reading a headline about wealth in America, about the billionaire class, about wealth inequality and policy and everything else. And it's taken a uniquely critical turn, I think. And I'm so curious, before we even get into everything else, what you think about that right now.
Hey, this is a really good question. This is a really good question. It's a great question. I can't wait to see what Jeff has to say.
Well,
all right, here we go.
Well, first of all, Andrew, I'm glad you're asking the question. I think it's a really important topic. And I think it's an important one to discuss because I see the same thing you do. You know, you see it in a bunch of headlines, you see it in a bunch of places. And I have been thinking about like what is driving this? Because it does seem different from 10 years ago, and I think what's going on is that it's kind of a tale of two economies. So you have a bunch of people in this country who are doing really well, but you also have a bunch of people in this country who are struggling to pay rent, groceries, and so. What's happening here is politicians are using the kind of age-old technique. So there's this tale of two economies, and they're using this age-old technique of picking a villain and pointing fingers. But the problem is that doesn't solve anything. And so, like, if you want to, the group of people who are struggling, you have to figure out real root causes and solutions, and that takes skill. It's like the way if we have a problem at Amazon, the way we would fix it is we would go in and we'd do the 5 whys and we'd try to get to a root cause. We'd try to find a root fix, and then when we fix it at the root, you're fixing it forever. It's a real solution.
Yeah.
And what we don't do, because it doesn't work, is just point fingers and blame people. It might feel good for 10 seconds, but doesn't accomplish anything. And so what could you really do?
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Yeah, let me, one second, Jeff. Wow. What he just said was so powerful. He's literally calling out that it does not work to steal money from the rich and then give it to the poor. It doesn't work. I don't know. It's because we become corrupt, because we come up with all these new ideas. But giving more money to the government is not going to solve anything. And he makes perfect sense of it. Let's keep listening, guys. I really enjoyed this one.
Do you have a plan?
Well, I have some ideas. I have some places to start. So, I started thinking about this and doing some research. A nurse in Queens who makes $75,000 a year pays more than $12,000 a year in taxes. Does that really make sense? So people talk about making the tax system more progressive. How about we start by having the nurse in Queens not pay taxes? Why is somebody at all?
Boom.
Why is a nurse in Queens who makes $75,000 a year paying more than $1,000 a month in taxes?
Yeah.
That's $1,000 a month that could help with rent or groceries or anything. And so, and by the way, do you know what that all adds up to? The bottom half of income earners in this country pay only 3% of the taxes. It's only 3%.
Wow.
We can find 3%. So we don't have, it's a small amount of money for the government.
Wow.
That.
All right, let me pause it right there. Guys. What Jeff Bezos just said is, why is someone who's making $100,000 getting charged $12,000 in taxes per year? He says that group of people pays 3% of the entire tax budget, all the money that comes in. Those people are responsible for 3%. We can't figure out a way to not have lower income people not pay taxes when it's just 3%. We can't go look at the fraud and say, hey, let's get rid of the fraud, but then utilize that money that we found to work on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's other ways to be progressive besides stealing from the rich, and then we're going to get all the money, and then we're going to take care of everybody. That doesn't work. It does not work.
Really, and the more I thought about it, to me, it's kind of absurd that we're doing this. We shouldn't be asking this nurse in Queens to send money to Washington. They should be sending her an apology. It really makes no sense.
Okay, but then on the other end, the question is...
Yeah, it's so true. Why does somebody who makes $100,000 or less pay $12,000 in taxes when they only cover 3%? Like, man, stop taking their money. Let them have it.
Should you be paying higher taxes to pay for the 3% component part of this that you think is going to need to be paid for, if not more than that, given the debts we have?
It's certainly
another good question.
A perfectly valid policy debate to say, do we want an even more progressive tax system? So, the line that gets quoted all the time is, the wealthy should pay their fair share.
Right.
And we can argue about what the fair share is. That's a policy debate. That's okay. But the vilification is the thing that's just the distraction. And by the way, if you really are being honest about it, we don't have a revenue problem in this country. We already have the most progressive tax system in the world. The top 1% of taxpayers pay 40% of all the tax revenue. The bottom half pay only 3%. We have already, and I think it should be 0. I don't think it should be 3%. I think it should be 0. So we'd be making it more progressive that way.
Dang, man.
We actually have a spending problem.
Yeah, we have a spending problem. Oh my goodness, Jeff is blowing away. Mamdani, whoever this lady in Seattle, listen to what this guy is saying. giving more money to the government to take care of these problems does not work. This is what they sell you. They sell you, we're going to take from the rich and give it to the poor, but they don't. And Jeff's going to explain why right now. Listen to this.
And that's a skills issue. I mean, let me give you an example. The New York
City
school system.
Right.
They spend $44,000 per student. $44,000. That's 30% more per student than other big cities like Chicago, LA, and Boston.
Wow.
And it's 3 times more than Miami and Houston. And by the way, New York City doesn't get better outcomes.
Oh, what? What did he just say? New York? Look how much money you guys are spending per child. And look how much money you're spending compared to other cities, like other major cities. And the outcome is the same. Your kids aren't any smarter. Why are you spending so much money? Like, you know, they keep telling you, oh, we're going to fix the school system. We just got to go tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. You guys are already spending more money than all these other major cities, and you can't figure it out. Just bravo, Jeff.
So listen, let me just say, if we ran Amazon the way New York City runs their school system,
right,
your packages would take 6 weeks to arrive. We'd have to charge you a $100 delivery fee. And then when the package did finally arrive, it'd have the wrong item in it anyway.
Right.
We can't, that's a skills issue, Andrew. It's not about, it's
Yeah.
just competence.
Wow. That was incredible. Oh man, Jeff, he nailed it. He nailed it, man. That was great. Everything he's saying is accurate. Giving more money to government has never resulted in anything greater. Look at the DMV. Look at our school system. Like, look at all of them. And look how much we pay. I mean, come on, guys. Anyway, so what I did, right, is I was like, if I was a politician, right, if I was running for office and I was like, I need to come up with something that I could sell to the people, and then they decide whether what I have is going to work or not, right? This is what I came up with. So you tell me, I want you to review with me, and you tell me what you think, if it's a good idea, a bad idea, what you do different. So, here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So this is the program I came up with, guys. Number 1, we'd pay absolutely no taxes under $100,000. Okay, if you make $100,000 or less, you're literally considered in the poor class, and it's our job to see if we can get you up into the middle class, right? And the way we do that is we create a reward system for workers. So the harder you work, the more you're going to make. For instance, if you make $20,000 to $50,000, remember, tax free, by the end of the year, the tax season, you get $10,000 extra for working that hard, right? $50,000 to $80,000, $15,000, and $80,000 to $120,000. Why does it go up instead of the other way around? Because we are incentivizing people to work harder. We're incentivizing, the harder you work, the more likely you are to get to the middle class, right? So instead of, I'm going to take care of you by literally providing everything for you, I want to create a system that allows people to earn and feel as though they're becoming part of the system. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You tell me if you think that's going to work, but how do we pay for it all? Oh my goodness, that's always the question. I would say number 3, tax breaks for businesses that raise wages. No more, oh, you just get a tax break because that's going to help you, right? No. We'll give you a tax break if you show us that you consistently raise the income for your workers, right? And across the board, do that. Of course, the tax break for your businesses is really only the major businesses that's going to be covering this entire thing. So let's not pretend like, oh my God, all these little businesses, what's going to happen to them? It doesn't matter. We're talking Amazon, we're talking Tesla, SpaceX, ChatGPT, whatever, we're talking those kind of companies. So anyways, that's it. That is my idea. If I was to run for, let's see, probably senator or something. But let me know. Let me know if you think it would work. Let me know if you're like, no, that doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. We should be stealing from the rich and giving back to the poor. That never gets to them. I don't know. That's kind of weird. All right, anyways, let's go on with the next story. Where Gavin Newsom urges Californians to avoid Chevron. Oh my goodness. We need to boycott Chevron because Gavin Newsom's telling us to. It's their fault. But we're about to see if it is or if it is not. So here we go. Let's watch the video.
California, Gavin Newsom warning residents to avoid Chevron gas stations over Memorial Day weekend, accusing that company of price gouging. William Lajeunesse live from Los Angeles. So, William, why doesn't he just take it directly to court if that's the case? That's an illegal activity.
Well, he actually did, and he never got anywhere. His own commission found out there was no price gouging. But I want to tell you, Chevron is not backing down from Governor Newsom, actually telling consumers right here at the pump, look at this, Sacramento policies did this to the price of gas. Now you pay more. California politicians are choosing foreign oil and fuel over local jobs and lower costs.
Oh, my goodness.
So
boom. Oh, man. That is amazing. Way to go, Chevron. Way to spin it back when Gavin Newsom decides that he's going to go tweet something that's actually not the truth. Oh, I'm happy for this. Man, I hope people in California are paying attention.
Goes back several years when Newsom proposed a windfall profits tax because of big oil's alleged price gouging. As I said, his own commission never proved that.
Yep. Let me pause right there. You hear you say another tax. That's their answer to everything is more taxes, more taxes, more taxes.
2 years later, Chevron moved out of California to Texas, citing Newsom's hostile business climate. Well, yesterday, he posted this, quoting, Californians, if you're hitting the road this holiday weekend, be sure to avoid Chevron. Unbranded gas comes from the same refineries, tanks, and pipelines. Don't let them rip you off even more by overpaying for the brand name. He does not, however, mention Exxon, Mobil, Shell, or others, nor does he say California has the highest gas tax in the country, around 90 cents a gallon. Clean air regulations raise prices even more. So does importing 64% of its oil from overseas at another 15 cents a gallon for the state's special blend. And closing refineries because of Democrats here oppose drilling also pushes up prices. Now, to support his argument...
Man, did you guys hear what he just said? You would think, based on what mainstream media is telling you, right? The price of gas, especially in California, is up because of the war in Iran, right? But it's clear that that's not the case. That is not the case at all. It's poorly run. That seems to be the case.
Yesterday, Governor Newsom posted this map of 4 gas stations in 2 of the state's 58 counties. 2 Chevrons had higher prices than nearby Independence. Evidence, Newsom says, that unbranded gas costs up to 80 cents less per gallon. Well, for context, the state has 13,000 stations. Just 300 are owned by Chevron corporate. Consumers we talked to avoided the blame game.
I don't know about picking sides here. Just whatever is necessary to lower these prices.
The traffic, the people.
Wait. I don't know about picking sides. Your gas price is a direct reflection of who you vote in. So that's when you ask yourself that question, is when you're voting, you remember why gas was so high. The people who are running it is why. Oh.
Well, this is where the money's at.
So driving in this morning, you guys, I went by 7 stations, 76, Shell, Exxon, and 2 Independents. Prices ranged by about 80 cents, but it wasn't political. It definitely seemed geographic or competitive. Back to you.
Very.
Yeah. So, for me, I don't personally get gas at Chevron. It's just, I feel it's like more expensive, but they do a better job selling it as it's better gas, which... I don't know if that's true or not, but way to go, Chevron. I don't personally use them, but I don't think it's their fault. And let me show you this right here. Let's just discuss this just for a minute, guys. Okay, why California gas is so high? It's Democratic policies and refineries leaving. Those are the two things that is driving these prices so high. The Democrats have higher gas taxes, special fuel blend, cap and trade, isolated fuel markets, all of these things, right? They make it so hard for California to actually get gas that it's literally raises the price because they have all these fees and all these, oh my God, it's ridiculous. At the same time, they're also closing these refineries and things because, you know, we got to protect our air and all this, right? Like, I guess taking gas from the other side of the world won't affect the world 1,000 years from now. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the companies are leaving, they're closing down refineries, and California is not part of the oil market. They have their own market, a direct result of the Democratic policies. So when you go to vote, remember these things, you know? Remember what's really going on. Think about it. Do you think these politicians are on your side? The ones that you voted in right now. Do you think they're on your side? Because here, let me show you this video right here. This is a video that's going to show you that the Democrats who run California could have paused the gas tax. But instead, they decided to do this.
Prices at the pump continue surging amid the war with Iran, and the battle has made its way to Sacramento.
And Republicans made another push to suspend the state's gas tax, but Democrats shut it down. CBS LA political reporter Tom Wade is live in Valley Village, where he spoke with drivers who, they just want some relief, huh, Tom?
All right, let's pause that right there. Just, you know, right what they started with. The Republicans try to pass a pause on the gas tax, but the Democrats shut it down. Even though everybody in Los Angeles, everybody in California knows just how expensive it is, and they just want some relief. These are the people you vote for, guys. These are the people that are in power. I'm just saying. Let's keep watching.
Absolutely, Pat and Ruta Bay. Prices are so high right now, about $1 on average higher than it was this time last year. And gas stations are trying some, well, let's just say confusing tactics to get people to come in. Take a look at this sign here. The lit up marquee shows prices, right? But that's only if you're getting a car wash. If you're just coming in to get gas, take a look at that sign there that's not well lit. The prices are a little higher. As gas prices soar, a fight in Sacramento over what to do about it.
Trump's disastrous war in Iran is obviously causing a huge amount of pain at the pump, and I hope to see that resolved as soon as possible.
On Wednesday.
Let's pause. Did you hear what she said? Trump's war with Iran is causing the gas issues in California. We know that's not true. We know she's making that up. Gas has been expensive in California way before the war. It's like the most expensive gas throughout the whole United States. And there's a reason for it. We talked about that. But what does she want to do? As a Democrat, she wants to say, well, this is Trump's fault. So then, you know, if it's Trump's fault, then I guess we won't pause it. It just doesn't make any sense. Let's keep listening, guys.
Huntington Beach Republican State Senator Tony Strickland put forward legislation to temporarily suspend the state gas tax.
Members, this bill is about affordability. It's about immediate relief for California families.
Your bill is not going to help decrease the transportation of foreign oil coming into California.
Correct. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of gas in Los Angeles.
What? Are you kidding me? Your bill is going to pause the gas tax and put more money into people's pockets while they're going through this tough time with how much gas is right now, especially in California. I'm sure. I think this video shows 559, 6 something. I bet you, if you live in California, please put in the comments how much gas is right now. All right, let's finish this up.
is hovering around $5.65. It's a little less in the Inland Empire, Orange, and Ventura counties, but overall drivers are paying about $1 more for a gallon than they did a year ago at this time.
At a time when Democrats and Republicans in California say the number one issue is affordability, my bill was the only way that we could actually immediately drop gas prices. And my bill was going to drop gas prices by $1.08 a gallon.
State Democrats blocked suspending the gas tax, claiming the savings for drivers would be far less and the impact of the lost revenue would be far worse.
It funds things that include housing, transportation, air monitoring, CAL FIRE.
California drivers already pay some of the highest prices for gas across the country. And
yeah, let me pause that real fast. Did you hear what they just said? They said that they won't pause the gas tax because it would interrupt other things with that revenue coming in, with that money coming in. So my question is, right, if that's the case, if stopping the flow of money from the citizens to the government is going to somehow hurt everything else, then why wouldn't you try to investigate fraud? Why you would think, like, in order to really help the people out, you'd want to stop the fraud, so that way you'd have the money when you need to be able to pass a law that allows the people of California to not be taxed in their gases right now. You see what they do, guys? It's insane to me. It's absolutely insane. And I really can't believe they get voted in. It blows my mind.
With refinery closures, the cost could go even higher.
It has been a sticker shock, yeah. Especially in my particular area that I live in, which is the Inland Empire. It's been unusually pricey.
As for suspending the gas tax,
it's over my pay grade, is what I'm saying.
Experts say can expect continued volatility as the war in Iran rages on. They don't expect gas prices to go down by any significant amount anytime soon. Reporting live in studio Valley Village, I'm Tom Waite, CBS LA.
Tom, thank you.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. There you go. When gas prices are the highest they've ever been, regardless if it is because of the war, let's just say it is. Let's say, Trump took us to war with Iran, and that's why gas is so expensive, right? Let's just say that's why it is. Here's an opportunity for the Democrats to do the right thing and suspend the gas tax to leave more money in its residents' pockets while they're going through this tough time. But they won't do it. They don't do it. And as far as the gentleman at the end that said it's above my pay grade, you vote for these people in. And I'm not saying that I know who you vote for, but what I'm saying is it's not that far above your pay grade. All you got to do is look around and see for yourself what one side's doing and what the other side's doing. That's pretty much it. But anyways, we could discuss that for the rest of the video, but we need to move on. Next, we are going to look at Spencer Pratt. He is absolutely dominating right now, guys. I am so excited for Spencer Pratt. And in this video, what we're going to see is Spencer Pratt is being interviewed, where he is asked how he would support the homelessness. What would he do with them? And so let's check it out. Let's see what he has to say. I actually think this is very important, and I hope you can see it when we're finally done watching this. I hope you can see it for what it is, guys. Okay? All right, let's watch it.
Would you support giving the homeless people new teeth?
Once I get them mandatory treatment and get them help and get them ready to get back in society, of course people need teeth. Is that a priority right now? No, what we need to give them is no more needles. Make sure they don't get fentanyl or the super pure meth or the super meth. That's the priority. But of course, whatever we need to do down the line, because the billions are there to help these people, but you need to have it so the people that actually need the help. There's a lot of people, because there's different boxes of homelessness.
Yeah, let me pause it real fast. So at the very beginning, the reporter asked if he would give the homeless teeth. Basically, dental care, right, and fake teeth and stuff. And so the reason that was brought up is because that was an idea brought up by Karen Bass, right? It's always one of those things where they always have this extreme sympathy, right? And so spending more money is what's going to fix the problem, right? They sympathized with these people who didn't necessarily want to be part of the system, but rather live on the streets, right? So they allowed them to do that. They allowed them to camp. They allowed them to not be part of society, right? Then these same people got addicted to drugs. Some of them were already addicted to drugs, right? And again, Karen Bass and the Democratic Party sympathize with the people who are now doing drugs. And so what do? They decide to start, giving them free needles because that's going to help the spread of disease, right? And so if you look at it like these progressive policies, it's always fixing something, right? But it's always fixing something that was created. If that makes sense, like it's never permanently fixing something, right? It is putting a Band-Aid. It's putting a Band-Aid over it. And this is just another, to me, extremely stupid idea. I think Spencer Pratt is 100% right. Let's use the money to let these people get help, like make them get help. Sure, not all of them's gonna do it, but I have a feeling you would get a lot of people off the streets if you forced them into treatment, if you help them get off the streets and get their own place, get a job, do all those things. Like I do believe that that would be a better way to handle the homeless right now. That's just in my personal opinion.
Following that though.
Yeah, I mean, everything she says is so my dad's a dentist, so I'll never, shade, people getting good teeth. I understand that. But what these people need right now is more than good teeth. We have 7 people dying on the street. That's what we need to focus on.
Yeah.
Teeth can come down the line. But until we get all these people ready for the stat, City Watch this week, over 60% of the people on the streets of LA aren't even from LA. It's because these NGOs have bust them in because they're products. They use their social security numbers to get Medicaid money. They get state money, federal money, city money. These are products, these human beings. They don't care about these people. If they fix these people, the money stops. So when I get in, we unplug this whole complex, and the city is going to have billions of dollars to put back into our infrastructure.
Wow. Did you guys did you just hear what he said? I'm not saying that he is right or that he knows it all or that it's true, but I am saying, well, what if some of the reasons things happen the way they happen in these large blue cities is because they are bringing in the homeless, and what if, instead of getting them treatment would actually help them, just keep them addicted, right? Give them the needles, help them. Like I don't know if you guys heard, but like in California alone, there was they found out that the people who work in the nonprofits handing out the needles ended up being the same people that was selling the drugs to the homeless. Like they ended up becoming drug dealers, right? Think about that. Like that's crazy. It's literally like a government-run drug ring. Like, and yeah, with so much money being spent and so many people going to California, you would think, I think, what do they spend? Billions of dollars on the homeless over the last like 5 years? Somebody told me if they know the amount, but I know it's like either $3 or $4 or $5 billion, something like that. Some insane amount of number, And so that's why I just think that California needs to change. I think California, hopefully you guys are ready to wake up and try something different. All right, so now what we're going to do is before we end the story with Pratt and Bass, I want to show you something that I'm super excited about. And if you're in California, I hope this excites you too. But right here, this is the Money Momentum and Community Outreach. So as you can see over the last month, Bass has got $283,000 in donations, and Pratt has gotten $2.72 million. So the momentum is definitely on Spencer Pratt's side. I think he's really connecting with the majority of California. Truth be told, guys, truth be told, the unions in California is what really dictates who gets the elected positions, and that's just the truth, you know. If hopefully they're able to just vote in who they want without feeling persecuted. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, so anyways, his fundraising, he's dominating the polling. Bass is at 30%, which completely blows my mind, but Pratt is at 22%, and looks like Pratt has just he's up 12 points since March. Absolutely dominating, right? And he's dominating at the right time. And finally, I don't know if you guys saw, but he actually had a barbecue block party in the South, in LA, and it was a great turnout. Everybody couldn't believe that he was out there. He was connecting with the people, being one with the people, and I'm not saying that he has all the answers. I don't believe he has all the answers, but I do think that he is new ideas, right? Instead of so progressive to one side where it's the sympathy and let's just let these people do it, he has let's get these people the help they need. And me personally, I would rather try that than continue on what we've been doing, because it's clearly not working. It's only getting worse. Okay, so now it's time for my favorite part of the show. I absolutely love doing the stories, but reading the comments and replying to the comments. And so let's start with comment number 1. Your Bud's Bud. He says, the Trump RX thing has been great. Really good for people who pay out of pocket. Best thing he has managed to do, and I hope future administrations keep it going. You know, I totally agree with you. I think this is a great program. I think that this is a good competitor to Big Pharma, and I would love to see this model win, right? It makes sense just to make it cheaper for everybody, and the more people that buy into it, the cheaper it becomes. And so I do hope that it does stick around. I don't know if you know, but the Trump accounts, which I think is to me, it's one of the coolest things, right? It's basically a new government-backed investment account for kids. Think about that. You know, it's if you have a kid born between January 1st and December 2025 and December 31st of 2028, you can qualify for a one-time $1,000 government contribution as long as the child is a U.S. citizen and has a valid Social Security number. So think about that, guys. If you know anybody right here that, you know, who's had a child between 2025 and 2028, they can literally get $1,000 from the government to get put into an account where it's going to grow money for your child for the next 18 years in the stock market. You know, that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. And again, something I hope we keep. You know, for all the things we hear that Trump is doing wrong, I can sure see a lot of things that I'm really happy about and really proud of. So maybe it's just me though. All right, so let's go on to the number 2 question. And Arthur Diggs, he says, Elon paid people to vote. You guys were okay with that? All right, Arthur. Yeah, so no, I actually, I wasn't okay with that. I actually completely disagreed with what Elon was doing. Is there a difference between the story that we heard tonight where the woman has been doing it for 2 decades and she is going and paying people individually for getting signatures? Is that different than having a raffle where you're going to win $1 million. You know, yes, it is different, right? But at the same time, it's not that much different. So that's why I didn't agree with it. I feel like anytime you involve money into a situation, especially voting, it's easily to persuade the vote to go one direction. And I think we could do a better job of not having to do that and rather talking it out to come up with who people think they should vote for. So, nope, don't agree with it, man. But at the same time, it is what it is. All right. And now, guys, for the third and final comment, Mason Icy Jewel 668 says, Spencer has a political science degree. This is his fate. Yeah, man. You know what? I agree. I agree that Spencer is doing something we really haven't seen done in California. And I think it's perfect timing because California has completely imploded. Their entire system is it's collapsing, and people don't even realize it, right? It's just getting so expensive to live there. Everybody's moving out. And so here comes Spencer Pratt and the perfect opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, his house gets burnt down. He really was part of that elite class, right? I know he tries to claim that he's not, but you know, I think he is. But I think it's connecting with the people. I think that's the difference. Is he's really connecting with them, and I think that connection is what's going to really take him over the hurdle to the finish line. So yeah, let's just hope, man. Let is just hope. Okay, guys, thank you if you are still here. I truly appreciate you being all the way to the end of this video. That is awesome, and thank you so much. Now, with that said, before you leave, do make sure and share this video with a friend, okay? I know you know somebody who could watch this and say, oh, you know what? I agree, I disagree, but this guy, he's just common sense, right? Next, leave a comment. Right now, I believe the comments are unlocked, and so anybody can leave a comment. But once I reach 10,000 subscribers, I'm actually going to lock the comments, and so you have to become a subscriber to leave a comment because I will feature you. I read all the comments, and I pick one of the comments, guys, 3 actually, to go on the next video where I then discuss that comment, right? And I try to be fair about it. And finally, like and subscribe, guys. Hit the bell. Boink, hit it, and don't miss anything. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. You take care.